Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode on Yancy's podcast slash vlogs. If you're new to the channel or new to the podcast, welcome. In today's episode, I'm gonna say in our first official video, I actually have a lineup for you today. Some things we're gonna talk about. We're probably gonna target the podcast around 30 minutes. I think that's where I'm gonna start targeting. And then we'll just see what happens from there. Starting off, our first main thing will be our fact of the day. So my fact, it'll be the way we start off the new episodes. The fact of the day, it involves naps and how it can be life changing. So that's coming. So stay tuned for that. After that, we're going to dive down into some more sports, football, and MMA related, more specifically NFL free agency and UFC, what's happening. Just because those are things that I really like, and I want to give my view and see if people want to respond back. And then after that, we will do a Facebook scroll. So that is me, where I will go through my Facebook feed and we will pick out a few things and talk about them, depending on, we'll just see what that happens. And then, like we did in my previous one I remember I did have a top 3 list. So that is how we are going to end it. So top 3 list, stay tuned for that. The last thing before we go out with this intro is my last podcast, even though it was way long ago, the big thing was pineapple on pizza. Yes, I have had pineapple on pizza, and yes, I am a believer. I am with the pineapple people. We had it, especially when we had pineapple and ham on it, me, my wife, and my kids. It was spectacular. It was phenomenal. So yes, pineapple on pizza. If you haven't even tried it yet, just give it a try. And trust me, it's amazing. So, without further ado, we will go ahead and we will jump right into the podcast. I will catch you there. So, it's good to be back. It's good to be back on recording. It's good to be back behind the camera. So, let's get rolling. So, our fact today, and as I mentioned in the intro, it was, naps and how it can be life changing. Actually, it's a study that has shown that naps can actually save your life. Yes, could save your life. Not can, could. Potentially, in theory. But this is what it says from bestlifeonline.com. It says research has found that a midday nap can make you more creative, focused, and fresh for the rest of the day. But one study also found that they can also reduce your risk of a heart attack. Hey, that's pretty good. Specifically, those who regularly nap were found to be 37% less likely to die from a heart attack or other coronary ailment than those who work straight through the day. So, that's kind of crazy because my wife, when she gets a chance, she takes naps during the day, and I don't. Like, I'll doze on and off, through the day. I'll be sitting on the couch, watching something on YouTube or watching, I've been watching a lot of Star Wars Rebels with my kids, and it's been amazing. Of course, I would find a way to plug Star Wars into my show. But so I don't really do a whole lot of naps. My youngest, he gets put down for a nap because he's just a little over 2. So, but yeah, my wife, she'll take naps when she gets a chance. I'll take kids, all that. But I don't know. But it could reduce heart attack, or your risk of what could happen to you. So that's good. So, like I said, it's just a study. It's just, I guess technically there is some research involved, but hey. So for all my nappers out there, like just now, if you're chilling on the couch listening to this or watching, and you're dozing off, it's okay. I understand. But so yeah. But I guess we can jump into it. This jumps into our next segment. So we're gonna jump into NFL free agency. So I'm actually gonna pull it up here on my thing. If no one knows, I am a huge Colts fan. So I've been following their free agency, and I know the Colts have been looking into trading for Carson Wentz. I'm not sold on Carson Wentz, but I know there was talks there was maybe potentially Derek Carr from the Raiders, which I think I'd like that move. I feel like that would be more, because I think Carr's a hell of a game manager, and we already have all the pieces. We need a solid quarterback, which Philip Rivers played great. Don't get me wrong, he did. I mean, in the beginning of the season, it was struck, it was after the whole coronavirus and the different situation that they had to go through. So, but and then we had some, like Mac's contract and Hilton's contract, Pascal's contract, and Costanzo retired. I mean, we're looking for some, for some decent changes in the next season. So that's on the Colts side of it. But now, we just bring up here in the good old Google feed. Let's see what we got going on in NFL free agency. So, and I know there's talks about Dak Prescott and the Cowboys and $40 million, which Dak's a solid quarterback. Not solid enough for $40 million, though. I'm sorry. But like a lot of the Bucks, they have a lot of players, like Davis and Godwin. So, these dudes are probably looking for pretty good paydays, or they'll probably have good paydays coming their way. Especially after the Super Bowl run and they won it. Which I was a Tom Brady hater, which I'm not anymore. So, I've already took a survey, and it was like, how many Super Bowls do you think Tom Brady's going to retire with? I was like, well, at least 8. I know he's won 7, but, I'm not going to doubt this man anymore. There's no way I'm doubting him. Sorry. But, yeah, so, the Bucks, they have potential. I know more back on the Wentz. I know the Bears are interested in the Wentz. I know, going into the draft, I was a huge Zach Wilson. Even towards the end of the college season, and I'd watch Zach Wilson play, or I seen some highlights of him, and I was like, that dude's solid. And I was like, dude, Indy can pick him up. That'd be nice. But now he's jumped everything. He's right behind Trevor Lawrence now, which I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence. I'm really not. I'm probably gonna shock some people, but I'm sorry, but I'm not sold on Trevor Lawrence. I know some people were saying he's like the prodigy to come out since Andrew Luck. But I don't know. It was different with Andrew. I felt different with Andrew Luck. Sometimes you can just sense it. Like even all the way back to '98 when Peyton got drafted and Ryan Leaf, you were sitting there like, no, Peyton's gonna make it. Ryan's probably, sus. And he was. But yeah. So the Bucks, you got the Bucks, okay. So, and then, J.J. Watt got released, from the Texans, which, I'm like, what's up? We can sign him up, Colts. I'm good with that. Sign him up. I would love to have J.J. on the team instead of going against him twice a year. Even though he's been injured, bro, but, we have a solid line going on, Buckner, Autry, Stewart, Houston, if we keep him, because I know his contract, I don't know if he's been extended yet or anything. But man, but then there's crazy things going on, Russell Wilson, unhappy, Deshaun Watson and Houston. It just seems like every year now it's like a crazy free agent period. Which, last year was, Tom Brady where he was going to sign, which, I was on board with him to come to Indy. Not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, I don't care. As long as he, as long as we win some Super Bowls, I'm good with it. I'll let bygones be bygones. But, yeah. So, I think it's what I think's going on in the off season / free agency. Potential. Draft. The draft comes in April or May. April, I believe. I think. We got free agency going on, and coaches. Teams are still. I think they're still looking for coaches, right? Or is everyone signed up? Because the Lions signed that one, whatever. Yeah. Whoever that guy was. I'm not sure who he is. Or whatever. I haven't even seen anything. I just seen a couple pictures and I was like, alright. And then I seen like an animated skit, on the Lions new head coach. And I was like, it's a little crazy right here. But, yeah, so that's what I think's going on in the NFL. So, let's transition over to what's going on in the UFC because that's what I like. We just came off UFC 258 and Usman KO'd Burns in the third round. I remember that. I'm trying to get it up here. I guess we don't put it on the news feed anymore. Yeah. That's right, Macy Barber fought on this card. She had a huge, because her last out, she had, was it tearing her ACL or like a meniscus, something in her knee during the fight, and she still fought through the whole thing. I mean, that's nothing but props. That's something about hard determination in that one. And then Kevin Gastelum fought the decision. That's good as a hand. I've always liked Gastelum. So those 259. Okay, well, I guess we'll talk about the Blades and Lewis, because that's coming up, and I'm going to be one, because I have ESPN Plus. I'm subscribed to the whole Disney Plus Hulu package, and then I was like, ESPN Plus, I was like, finally something for Dad, even though all the Star Wars on Disney Plus, I'm fine with all that. So yeah, actually coming up Saturday, we got the Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis, which I'm a huge Derek Lewis fan. I think I've seen all of his fights now, and I love his interviews, his post fights. The dude he fights like just a beast. It's what he's the black beast. I love Derek. But he's fighting Curtis Blades, 14-2. I know Blades, I think he's one of the worst of the base, so we'll see what happens. But I'll be pulling for Lewis. I think if Lewis gets this, though, I think he'd be definitely knocking on the doors for a title shot with Cade. Like, I'm ready for another one. And then they got Jacqueline Vieira. Sorry if I butchered that name. Oh my god, the other name. Yana Sakaya. I'm so sorry. I don't know. Sorry. It was a hard name. That's a bantamweight. That's a women's bantamweight. I actually don't know diddly on those. I'm so sorry. I don't know anything about that. Actually, I don't know a lot about. Well, Charles Rosa. He takes on Derek Ryan, so I've seen Rosa. And then, Liski Olini, which I seen him fight, and I seen when he fought Lewis, so another big fight. So there's some people I don't. There's some familiar names, but there's some I'm not. But the Blades and Lewis sells that fight name for me. And then I'm what are you gonna do? Something like that. Yes, that's Leon versus Israel Al-Hassan. I think we'll wait for it to get a little bit closer. Maybe that week when we do a podcast, I'll do my predictions. But then we had the Amanda Nunes and Megan Anderson fight. I'm 110% Amanda Nunes fan. I love her. The way she fights like a behemoth destroyer. Dude, when she comes at you, and she just keeps coming. Like, there was a poll the other day, I think I was scrolling through Facebook, and there was a poll, and it was like, if you could have a former fighter be your striker coach, who would it be? And there was like Connor. There was Israel Asanya. There was Max Holloway. Then there was Amanda Nunes, and then there was Gianna Jacek. Joychick. That's right. They were all up, but I picked Amanda Nunes actually because I mean, dude, she ended Holly Holm with a head kick, you know, and then she stabbed Misha Tate, which was brutal, and Ronda Rousey was a brutal standard for her. I mean, then you got Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling, which they're going back and forth on it on social media and stuff. Sterling's got a great game, but until someone matches the ferociousness of Peter Yan, good luck. And then you got Drew Jobber, taking on Islam. Yep. And then you got Thiago Santos taking on Alexander Rayek, which I'm pulling for Santos in that one. I'm a huge Santos fan too. Shout out to when he fought John Jones. That was a great fight. My man suffered, that leg injury, dude. He was still holding his own where he could have pulled out that fight. So I do still give that fight to Jones. But I mean, Santos was there the whole time. So yeah, that's one with. And then we had what else? What was anything? Oh yeah, with Usman calling out Mazadov which I guess I understand it on a payday scale, which I know it's way outside my realm of pay. But I understand it, I guess, on that. Like, you would want the Mazadov rematch, the Gamebreak rematch. That's going to bring him the most money. But depending on who the contender is, who you fight next. I mean, he could fight Wonder Boy, but I think Wonder Boy has deserved it, especially with his victory over, who's that? Neil, wasn't it? That's like Joe Neil? Or Neil, maybe? Something was. But yeah, I mean, I think it's got, let's just go with the welterweight rankings, Since, usually just, I thought Burns was going to pull it out, but I was wrong. So I'm trying to get through these welterweight rankings, because I know Usman's champ. Colby's there. He's in that mix. Colby's number 1, with Burns now sitting at 2 after the loss. Edwards sitting at 3, but he still hasn't, he still hasn't fought. It's been over a year he still hasn't fought. But yeah, dude, then you got Mazadov, dude. You got Jorge there. And then you got Thompson. So yeah, dude, I think I would go with Thompson. I think I would do that. If the fight with Jorge falls out. Because then you got Michael Chiesa, but I don't think he's deserved it yet. I mean, he's looked phenomenal, but I don't think he's deserved it yet. And then plus, I think he would get, he gets smashed by who's gonna do. But then you got T Wood and Damian Maia and Neil Magny, so yeah, it's either gonna be Jorge or Thompson. So yeah, I mean, Usman doesn't really have anything, so I guess after Jorge, you could go with Thompson, especially if Thompson fights in the top 3. I mean, Edwards is still looking for a fight, or is he getting a fight now? So I know he's doing the Chimaev fight, but Chimaev had to pull up due to concerns with still lingering issues from COVID. So I'm not sure what's going on with Dan Edwards at the moment. But yeah, then Conor got KO'd by Poirier. I mean, that was something. That was something else I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I'm not sure. It says here those that Burns is eyeing Kobe Covington though. Like, just on a headliner. Not sure if it's leading anything, but Burns. Oh, yeah, I think that'd be a good fight actually. That'd be a really good ass fight. That'd be a badass fight. But you know what? I think we're good on there. I think we're gonna end it there with the UFC and sport. So you know what? Let's go ahead and let's go ahead. Let's just see what's going through the old Facebook. I hope you're all having a good day or good night, like whenever you're listening to this or watching. So, but it's really nice now to get back. It'll probably take a couple, recordings and videos to really get into the swing of it. Cause, getting the timing, being smooth, deliveries and stuff. So, I understand. I'm sorry, people. What is this? Some memes you're just like, really like, why would you even have that? It's gonna make me mad now, because usually when I go through my Facebook scrolls, I'll have stuff, like inspiring stuff. I'm not really getting anything right now. Oh wait. What's the nickname your family gave you? Not the no self-given street name. This person declared they called him Duck. I guess really, my name's Yancy. My name was already unique enough. I never really needed a nickname. I guess if I did, I guess it was from my dad. My dad always called me Bubba, and that's what I call my son now. I call him Bubba. I guess that'd be the only real thing for a nickname. My wife has a nickname, and if she watches this and comments on it, I'm pretty sure she'll probably put it in there. But I'm not gonna say that name. But yeah, so if everyone else had a nickname, though. Well, I guess now if I really think about it, the only nickname would be Nike, for my gaming channel, from where I play games, because that's what I use as my gamer tag, Nike Ray 23. So when we all get together, it's usually how it is, we all address each other by our gamer tag. When I get together with my friends like Budgie, Jabber, Ghost, Specialist, Weeban. I'd say Weaver, but every time I've been up to go up and, I get with everyone, he never shows up. So thanks a lot, Weaver. Oh, that's cool. Someone posted a picture of some old time photos. Well, that'll come in on there. But yeah, some cool old time photos, Do you think about if life was like that, like back in like the 50s or 50s? I'm not gonna say 60s. 60s was crazy. Not that I've been there, but I've heard some stories from the people at that time. But nah, I'm good. I live in this time. 60s is a whole other time. So. But yeah, the 50s I think it'd be a cool time. But oh yeah, I guess we'll end our Facebook scroll here. But I like this. This is a good one. Is nobody really wants to hear it, but lasting relationships include a lot of forgiveness. That statement right there on that social media platform, wherever it is, all I know is Twitter, on how true that really is. I've been married. Well, coming this August, I'll be married for 9 years. But we've been together for over 10 years. And there's been a whole lot between both of us, but forgiving. Probably more on her part forgiving me, because it's been a long. I'm not saying there's things that probably not saying like there's not things that you can't. Like you can forgive them, but you don't have to necessarily still be with that person. You know, that could be your point because I mean, you can still break it off, and then you still don't want to carry that guilt with you. So, you know, you can just, I mean, you can still forgive them, and in a way you forgive yourself too. So it's just kind of, you know, gives everything lifted off your chest. Um, you know, like me and my wife, we were at church Sunday. I'm a Christian, but I'm not like a diehard Christian. I'm not gonna throw the Bible at you and all that. But I think me going that path, after so long not doing that, I think that helped also. So I think you have to find somewhere on the outside. You gotta find some pillars that you can lean on every now and then, to help. Because, some people say you can do it on your own, some people say you can't. I think it's what you believe in your heart, in your soul and mind, what you think. If you think you can do it by yourself, then you need to dig down deep and find that will, find that passion. Whatever it is that you need to find it. And then if you think you need help, don't be afraid to go out and get help. So I think that's what it means when it's like last relationships include a lot of forgiveness. That's what it is. There's a whole lot of healing also. There's a lot of work and effort that goes into it. It's not just, you just snap your fingers and you got a great relationship and you're happy for the rest of your life. Because I can tie it into another thing I saw on Facebook like a few days ago was just because, or no, it was actually from our sermon at church Sunday was compatibility. And compatibility is something that you find, it's perfect, but that comes without, any flaws or, negativity or collision of, ideals and everything. And, that's what it, yeah, you can do things where you can find who you're compatible with, but you just have to find that thing. And, when me and my wife got together, we were young. We were still in high school. She's my high school sweetheart. We've been together ever since then. I've done some things and completely it up along the way, and I'm glad she's still with me. So, yes, lasting relationships include a lot of forgiveness, and we're 10 years plus, and there's people out there with 20 years. My parents have been married for over 30 years. I think 35 years. So, there's been a lot of forgiveness between them. But I know there's a lot of people that they've gone through divorce and all that, or they've grown up with parents being divorced, which I had quite a few friends that had that happen. So yeah, it's just and it's just not, like I said, it's just not you forgiving the other person. Just make sure you forgive yourself also. You don't want to carry it with you, because life won't be the same. It will literally eat away at you until you do. So, but yeah, you know what? I think we're getting pretty close. So I think we're about to wrap this up. So let's go ahead and let's end this up. We got a little deep right there. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to go ahead and end this with our top 3 list. So, I live in northern Indiana, and it's cold as balls outside. We have, I think we got like 10 inches of snow over last night, and then from the past few days, we got hit with, some odd inches of snow. So, right now it's, I'm 5'8", and it's up to my knees and my thighs. So, it's pretty high. It's pretty high snow. So, but our top 3 list is the top 2 things you like to do in the snow or out in the snow, out in the actual winter weather when it's happening. For your people living, southern Florida, places. I know like Texas and stuff got hit with snow too. This whole snow front that moved in. I know there's still some places out there where you don't get snow. You don't get, sub-zero temperatures and stuff. But us people here in the Midwest, we love it. Doesn't matter what they say. As long as there ain't no wind, it ain't that cold. So, my top 3 things I like to do. And it would be in this order from like, fun to like, oh yeah, to like, yes. Okay, those are my 3 stages, okay? So my like, yeah, is, snowball fights, especially to get really into, if you start like building, mounds and forts and you have like a few people, you could like build in like the tactical war games, which I got to do that a couple times during our recess when I was in elementary. It was awesome. Loved it. Like we were out there like commanding ourselves, it's like little troops, like we thought we were really cool. So, and we like even like set up like this slingshot where we put like this big, snowball like the size of like a basketball. We put it on and slingshot it over. It was cool. It was cool. We got to do that a few times. Then my other thing, we'll go right there to like, yeah, okay, I'm good now. Is sledding. I love sledding. We took, me and my wife, we took the kids out a few weekends ago when we got our first good thing of snow of the year. When we actually got to sled, we were only out there for like an hour, because, pretty cold. But, the kids loved it, especially my middle child. Oh my God, she just couldn't stop. She was like, can I go? It's like, yes, go if you want to go. It's fine. So sledding, I still enjoy, even when you get to go. And there's some big hills you can get where I'm at, where we live around. I mean, there's some decent sized hills. You can get some decent, speed. You can get that adrenaline pumping. And then my third thing, or my first thing, which is like, all you have to do is just like, do you want to? And I'm like, yes. Like you don't ever have to ask this question. It's ice fishing. Some of y'all are like, nah, bro, we don't play that. We don't play the ice fishing game. It's all good, but I love fishing overall. I think fishing is amazing. Ooh, I get a good old slip of the water there. But yeah, fishing. I love going out fishing. Whether it's by myself, whether it's with a friend or with my wife. I've taken my oldest kid is 7. My oldest daughter is 7, and then my middle child, she's 5. So they were both like 3 when I first started fishing. So, actually, crazy story was my oldest, my 7-year-old now. When I took her, we went out and I bought her these little swim baits. These just little minnow swim baits, and so I took her out to this creek underneath this bridge. Ice fished a few times. And it's a good spot to get panfish. Get some bluegill, pumpkin seed, stuff like that. Red eaters and stuff. A lot of panfish. And I mean, there's some bass you get lucky. And where underneath the bridge, there's a spot you get hyper bass. If some people are like, oh crap, Yancy, what are you talking about? It's just thing, but there's some hyper bass you get that are in there that I can never get because they're just like, no, bro, we're not biting anything. I've thrown all sorts of different fake and all sorts of different live baits at them, and they don't give a damn about me and my fishing gear that I bring. So I just said, hell with them. But there are spots like where you get good size creek bass, which when I say creek bass, they're not those mados, like those 3, 4, 5 plus pounders. You're getting like 1 pounders, and you're like, oh snap, we're good. Lord, look, you're getting really good if you're pulling a pounder out. That type of creek bass, that type of fishing. But yeah, so I can, and then I can do it in the winter's actually nice, so you gotta wait for it to get real cold, so your ice thickens up. So you can go out on it. So, and I'm actually going out this weekend with a buddy who invited me, which I'm excited to thank you. It's about time, bro. In case you watch it, if you made this far. Like, what took you so long? Man, we at least had like a think 2-3 weeks worth of good ice now. But no, that's all good. But yeah, I'm ready to go out, ready to go ice fishing. So I might do some recording on it. I'm not sure. It might just be time to go out and relax. But I might just record it on it and put a little vlog together and throw it on the channel maybe. But yeah, you know what? So that's my top 3 things to do in the snow. So it's I'm gonna go with snowball fights, and then like going sledding, and then it's like we going ice fishing. You know, yeah, those are my top 3 in my ranking system. But yeah, you know, that's how we're gonna end it. I think this was a good, you know, it was really nice to hopefully get back into the swing of it. Like I said, it'll probably take a couple videos to really get to the gel, the vibe of it. So, well, I guess until then, you know, if you guys are watching, or if you guys are listening, wherever you're at, you know, subscribe, follow, whatever you need. Whatever helps me out, works for me. Share, let a friend know. I guess until next time, you guys take it easy, alright? Thanks for listening. I will catch you on the next episode. Until then, stay real.